afternoon. Welcome to Belterre Country Club. We are happy to partner with River Parish Tourism for Streamin Down the River. Belterre Country Club has been built since 1970s, late 1970s, and in French it means beautiful land. We live up to this moniker every day with 165 acres of sprawling, lush greens embracing the golf course. It is a Pete Dye design course. Now, if you know anything about golf, you'll know what that means. Pete Dye was a true legend and twofold. He was not only a golfer, but he was a course builder. This is one of his truest forms of golf course. What characterizes Pete Dye's golf courses are lots of railroad ties, bunkers, lots of water hazards. At Belterre, 14 of the 18 holes have water hazards. So guess what that means? You have to bring a lot of golf balls to play over here because you're going to lose them. And then people will tell you that you can play this course 7 days in a row and not feel like it's the same golf course. Because the way it's built, it is so challenging. Every day presents a different opportunity. So we're very happy to have partnered with Pete Dye and have this course. And he passed away, so we were sorry to hear that. But we're truly happy to keep part of his legacy alive with this course. Now, so we have our golf course business, and by evenings we have our event business, okay? What does that mean? We are pretty well known for our weddings, our service, our good food, customization. When you walk through these doors, basically we go with our motto, which is your day, your way, okay? And what that means is it's all about you. We try to make it everything that you want, that you envision for that one day in your lifetime and help you live that dream. We sit with you, we're starting hours and hours of planning, timelining, just outsourcing, anything you may need. I would be at your beck and call to help you deliver that, okay? Before I go on to the wedding aspect, I want to show you, we remodeled this place 2 years ago. Okay, we have a beautiful bridal suite that I would like to share with you, which is a little bit of a retreat for our couples. Before the ceremony, after the ceremony, anytime they need to keep up just to get a few little minutes of just sanity before they go crazy with the crowd and party. We have also been recipients of the Knot and the Wedding Wire wedding awards for the last 3 years in a row. Okay, and what does that mean? That means that couples have been extremely satisfied and they have voted us to get these awards. So we are very humbled to have that in our showcase. Okay, excuse me, going on to showing you the ballroom. Now this is just our main ballroom basically. Our fire marshal capacity is about 375. We don't usually go that much, because we want to make it fun, but 250, 300, we've done those. We've done them as down to a science now rather than an art. It's very good. It works very smoothly. Got great staff working with me, and it's very seamless. Okay. So this is it. We've got an upstairs with big picture windows. As you can see, every window affords a beautiful opportunity to see the outside, which is really what Belterre is all about. So again, when we meet, getting back to the weddings, when we meet with you, we decide what the setup is for your event, what's the best way to do it. We're constantly moving tables left and right in here, but we absolutely love what we do. Okay. Getting back to the golf balls, I wanted to kind of show you our really well-stocked pro shop where, just in case you forget something, we have everything at your disposal. Okay, we have all the name brands: FootJoy, Callaway, Adidas, Armor All, Skechers. So if you just don't worry about it, you can bring in anything. You don't have to bring in anything, excuse me. And we have it all here for you. So this is our fully stocked pro shop. Balls, gloves, hats, golf clubs, umbrellas. I mean, you name it. If it pertains to golf, we've got it. All right. So this is our latest state-of-the-art bar. that we renovated 2 years ago when we did the other renovations. The beauty of this is it can be private as a bar, or it can open up these double doors and become a part of your whole event experience. So we're really excited. Again, the big picture signature windows is what we boast about, and that's literally bringing the outside in. And we have the greatest food in La Place area. We've got a great cook, and we're open for lunch Tuesday through Sunday, 11 to 2. After this whole pandemic ordeal is over, we'll be going back to our regular hours. We're back here on the golf course, and we've got Greg with us. He's our golf professional, and he's going to go ahead and give a quick lesson and some pointers. Thank you.
How you doing? Okay, he's got a problem. He's got a slice. So I'm trying to have him get rid of his slice. Now the main thing you got to worry about, make sure that you are lined up correctly. See the shoulders? See that in the knee right there? Okay, that leg right there. Okay, gotta make sure you get your shoulders all lined up like that. Okay, and your feet split back a little bit. No, the right foot back a little bit. Okay, and let me see your grip. Okay, now what you want to do is these 3 fingers right here. That's all your pressure. Okay? Yep. Yeah. In other words, you don't grip it here. Okay, you grip it right here. These 3 fingers. That's all your pressure.
Got it.
That's it. No finger here, no finger here. In other words, you shouldn't have any marks on the right hand.
Okay.
A lot of people squeeze bad on the right hand. So this is what you do. You grip right here and squeeze. The V's on your thumb should go to your right shoulder. Right V? Okay.
Yeah.
Your right shoulder. Okay, you come over a little bit this way.
That?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Your right shoulder. Okay, no, this way.
This way?
Yeah, this way. Okay.
All right.
He squeeze right here.
Yep.
The lifeline goes over the thumb right here. Okay. You have both V's going to your right shoulder. Shouldn't go to each, should go to your right shoulder.
Right shoulder.
Okay. Because you want to be, you want to swing. You want to swing inside out, not come over the top. In other words, what you're doing is, or you're doing this. You're coming to the top, and then your top's taking over. You're doing this. You're coming over the top, the shoulder.
Okay. I want the hips to do it.
And it causes an outside-in swing, and it causes a slice. Okay. So it's like when you're playing baseball. You're playing baseball. You hit the ball to left field. Your shoulders are opening up. Okay.
Okay.
What you want to do is imagine there's somebody on first base. Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to hit the ball to right field. So you want to hit the ball to right field. You're coming through. Your shoulders are square. Ball's going over here, not over here. So your shoulders are square, your hips are square, okay? And you're swinging inside out to the right, okay? The more you aim left, the more you're gonna slice.
Right.
Okay? So that, your stance, not that too far back, okay? All right, that's good. Now just take a couple of swings. And just see. When's the last time you played?
It's been a little while.
A little while?
A couple of years.
Alright, that's good. Okay. That's good. You don't have to bring the foot up quite that much.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
Now bring your foot up a little bit, not quite at the fine. Okay, just a little bit further back. Not as far as you. Okay, that's good.
Not as far?
That's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
You take a couple swings.
Okay.
Now what you want to do is too, you see your back?
Huh?
Go take your stance.
Yeah.
You should be at a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
Okay, come down a little bit. Not that far. Okay. Straight back, but about a 45-degree angle. In other words, you don't want to be up like this.
But you don't want to be hunched over.
You don't want to be down like this.
Right.
Okay. So in other words, well, you're not old enough yet, are you? Imagine sitting on a bar stool. Okay.
Okay.
That's most of the people I give lessons to know how to sit in a bar stool.
Right.
Okay.
Fingers much.
So in other words, it's like sitting. It's like you're a shortstop. You're in an athletic stance. Okay. Your knees are bent. Okay. All right. And you're about 45 degrees. You're bent. Okay. Not much over, not too straight up.
All right.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Want to hit one?
Sure.
Go ahead. Can't play it a long time either. Where'd he go? Not bad.
All right.
Wow. You just hit your club face over a little bit. That wasn't a slice, that was a push. You want to push it? Okay. two knuckles on your left hand.
Two knuckles.
Two knuckles. Okay, you see two knuckles. All right, and then you, like I said, you put the right hand lifeline on the thumb. That way, when you're coming through, it has a chance to close. You see? Close
Yeah.
club face.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, if you're already over here and you're coming through, the club face is going to be open. That's because that push.
Okay.
Okay, you push the ball to the right.
Should I take a couple more practices or should I just try and hit that one?
Just go ahead and hit it.
Okay.
Wow. Well, John always said you had a nice little swing. You see, all you're doing is pushing the ball. See?
Yeah.
So let me see your grip again. See your grip is not up. Watch what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Get 3 fingers. Okay? And you get your left hand. You get your left hand over this way. Okay? Now do you see 2 knuckles? You see this knuckle and this knuckle?
Yeah.
You want to see that.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Like that. And now
Then-
get the lifeline over this thumb. Alright. There you go. Yeah. Okay. That way the club face should be closed when you come through.
Okay.
You picked your head up.
Yeah.
Who showed you this before you hit? Just get up. You waste a lot of swing. Just get up the ball. Just get up to the ball where you want to go, and just swing.
Don't think about it too much.
No, don't think. Worst thing you can do in golf is think.
Got it.
You think, you're in trouble. Just get up and hit the ball. Man, get a little draw on that. You see? You got ready to slice.
All right.
The slice is gone, nice and dead straight.
Perfect.
That's why it helps to get lessons.
Thank you.
All right. Now let's see, hit a couple more.
Sure.
That was a nice little draw there.
Thank you.
Is that a 7-9? Let me see.
Yeah.
That was okay. That one went about 150, which is not bad.
Cool.
You have to practice. You have to work on that. I think the last time you played was probably about 2 years.
Something like that.
So, you know, you have to practice. Remember what you did.
Yep.
See your grip again.
There.
Like I said,
Two knuckles,
see all your pressure, like I said, is right here.
Right there.
You should be able to move it like this with these 3 fingers. Everything else just goes along for the ride. Your right hand is like holding a tube of toothpaste or a bird. It's very, very, very light. It just goes along for the ride.
Okay.
Okay?
So
It just gets that right forearm over the left.
Okay.
Nice little draw. How'd that feel?
Oh, pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Definitely loosened up with my right hand some.
Yeah, you start, your right hand that just goes along for the ride.
Gotcha.
Everything's these 3 fingers. Pick your head up again.
Yeah.
All right, one more time. Hold on, don't hit yet.
Okay.
Let me show you what you're doing. Okay, go ahead. Thinking. You're thinking.
Yep.
I can't see out here in the sun, but I'm gonna show you after this.
I think I picked the club up, huh?
Yeah, no, you picked your whole body up. You want to keep your head. Your head's got to stay down
Down.
because you hit that very thin. When you hit it thin, you're coming through when your club face was open. You hit it thin toward the middle of the ball. Okay. In other words, when you want to come through, your hands are ahead of the ball, and you hit down on it.
I
Okay.
see.
In other words, the club gets in the way of the ball. Don't hit at the ball. You hit through the ball. In other words, you take your normal swing, all right, and the ball just gets in the way.
I
A
see.
lot of people that hit down on the ball,
It's like trying to aim.
then yeah, they come over the top, get fat, okay. Ball goes right like a slice. In other words, just trust your swing, the swing you're working on, and just let the ball get in the way.
Sure.
In other words, just take it swing, nice, and then you just get over the ball. You take your swing, and the ball got in the way. I can ease a little bit there. Y'all stiff. That's all right. Choke up a little bit. In other words, don't shaft out. You want to see about that much. Look, here, right here. You don't want all the way. You don't want to shaft out. You want to see about a quarter of an inch of the club. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Make sure that arrow's going to your right shoulder.
Yep.
All right. But you got to practice.
Yeah.
There you go. Get over the ball and let the ball get in the way. There you go. There you go. You get good distance on it. All right. Man. About 160. Now he needs to practice.
Thank you for joining us today. We really want y'all to come out, and this is just a virtual tour, but come actually experience South Louisiana or Southern hospitality.
Yes, my name is Jesse Savosky. We're here at Coffee Inn, in other words, in Narco. We've been open since December of last year, and we have a variety of donuts, beignets, breakfast, lunch specials. And I've been doing this since 1965. And we had a store on the West Bank for 42 years, and we closed up on Manhattan and we came here to Narco. So I hope y'all come by and pay us a visit.
Welcome, y'all. Poche Plantation, Judge Felix Poche Plantation. A famous gentleman in his own right. I have to say, I acquired the place 15 years ago. Made it into an upscale RV park, bed and breakfast, have a restaurant on the property, many things to see, enjoy the whole space. Not just one place do you live on the whole property. Come on up on the front porch and let me show you a few things. Just after Mardi Gras. Here's the main hallway of the Poche Plantation. Was built in a style that only exists on the river today in this house. The architect of it is famous. It's on the National Historic Register for its architecture. The man himself was famous. He became a Supreme Court Justice for Louisiana, founded the American Bar Association, politician. What a stroke of genius. He stays here about 10 years. He leaves. He sells it to a Judge Hemel. The house used to be in the middle of the Mississippi River, if you really think about it. It was 682 feet. That would put you right dag slap in the middle of the river. The Corps of Engineers rolled it back for him on pine logs, set it on a new foundation. That helped me when I bought it because it was strong. Not a lot of work needed to be done on the house other than roofing and cosmetics. It took us about 2 years to restore the whole place. Come visit some of the rooms. This particular room, ladies' parlor. We call it the music room too. You know, a lot of people donated stuff to the plantation afterwards. This was something that was donated. Here's a lady downsized in her elder years. Wanted it to go to a good home. Well, it did. Ironically, this house was built 1870s. This piano is a Weber piano. They make approximately 2 a year. They're a very valuable, if you will, instrument in music. And Weber, still in business today, values at $56,000. The lady donated it to the plantation. We have about $900 tuning it. It's played during our guided tours. When you take a guided tour, you'll see every room in the house, upstairs and downstairs. The fireplaces in this house is quite different. You'll see many different types and styles of fireplaces in the dwelling, upstairs and down. Now, you know, in the 1870s, they didn't have FedEx and UPS. And most of the plantations have the same fireplace throughout. But what's ironic about this is these are different. They come from different time zones too. The quarries closed way before this house was built. They believe that these fireplaces were stolen or pillaged by the North as they came down the South at the end of the war. That's what they think. Who can prove it? The guy was a lawyer. We all know about that. Come on in the next room. We call this, and it was known to be the gentleman's parlor. You know, they said they would smoke in here and they would drink and they would have a good merry time. The men, the ladies would stay on that side of the house and the men would stay on this side of the house. But it don't work that way today, folks. Another thing donated, I always like to point that out, chandelier was donated. The lady paid $2,180 for it. And she brought it and she said, Mark, I'm donating the chandelier back to the house. You see, everything was auctioned off. When I came, I wasn't coming to buy a house. I was coming because I just got back in town from traveling in my motorhome. I was going 7 years. My mom said, hey, there's an auction out where we grew up on Welland Plantation, 3 miles up the road. So we came. It was a beautiful day, similar to today. Got caught up in it. My wife and I and my mom was here sitting under that oak tree. All the chandeliers were hanging off the hooks on the front porch and they were selling stuff at auction. And we bought a rug and stuff like that. We didn't buy any of the items because the last thing they sold was the house. And they opened the bidding and they started bidding, but nobody bid. I mean, the guy was there a good 30 to 45 minutes and nobody put a nickel out. Finally, the price came down. I said, man, well, I'm getting started. I got it started, and you know what? I was the only one that started and the only one that finished it. There was no other bids. My wife said, who bought the house? So it was kind of a funny but peculiar day that day, especially Monday when we had to pay for it. I want to say that this room, even though it's the gentleman's smoker's room, we've had some nice get-togethers in here. These windows open up all the way. You can walk underneath them. And the front porches offer a group of RVers in here having a wine and cheese party. Great times, but nobody brought no cheese. And we all wound up having a good time. It was the Airstream Club. A lot of clubs come to this place because we have so many RV sites. 785 sites, meaning some days we get 1,500 to 1,800 people throughout this general area. And if you will, it makes it for a community of its own. And the RV lifestyle, people that travel and are on the road full time in their motor coaches and stuff, You know, they want a homely feeling place. I had the opportunity to travel for 7 years, and you would go to different parks, and when you felt one that was homely, it really stayed in your mind. So here we are, bought a house, kind of without my wife's permission. Hey, yeah, we'll make it an RV park. Well, we made it an upscale RV park, campground, bed and breakfast. There's a restaurant on the property, as I said earlier, and we'll visit it in just a second. Let's walk through this side door, and I'll, without touching on every little item we have here, they got some unique items. This particular one right here is a Prohibition era crap table. And Governor Edwards played on it, Governor Roman played on it. And, everybody laughs and giggles, but that was after Governor Edwards did his time. So it's funny. But being a friend of Poche Plantation, he's been here several times, and he enjoys a little fun game of that. Here's something interesting. Now, we're next to a church, St. Michael's Church. And people visit St. Michael's Church. The architecture in it it's just breathtakingly beautiful. And people who have visited know what I'm talking about. It's open during the day. Doesn't cost you anything to tour. There's a graveyard behind it that is very historic, all the way from slave times all the way to the Civil War. It's just a lot of history there. First African American that was mayor of New Orleans is buried there. They just redid his whole tomb. This is a slave-built fireplace. And there's 2 of them in the house. And why you say, well, Ali must have slaves. Never had slaves on this property because of its proximity to a church. On the books today, still in Louisiana, you cannot own slaves 2,750 feet from a church. So, house never had slaves, and it prospered not as sugarcane at the time, it prospered as tobacco. And honestly, when we talk about tobacco, there's a famous tobacco in this area. It's called Perique. Perique. Well, Perique got its name from this Judge Felix Poche's father. Taught the Indians how to take rocks that were used for ballast and shipping for the weight to press tobacco and turned them into the turning buckle system they had in England. Put so much pressure more on the tobacco, it changed the flavor immensely. And the Indians named it Perique after his dad's nickname. That's how it got its name. It's only grown in a 3-mile area over here, and it is famous. My family does grow 4 crops. I say crops, but it's crawfish, Perique tobacco, sugarcane, and of course soybeans. Particular item here is a book that Judge Felix Poche words are in. Now this book is in English. Why? Because I can't read all that other kind of language. This is English we're in America. I said, hey, I want a copy of them books. Well, I can find 3 copies of it. And I hold them on with dear. And people do ask me for them. But this book changed the outcome of the Civil War. I mean, we know who won the Civil War, right? It was the South. Yes, it was. No, everybody knows the history. But the reason why it changed the Civil War is because they had battles in Louisiana that we didn't know how they were fought, how they were won, how they were lost. And people say, well, what he did was he wrote a diary. And that diary was found in the attic rafters of this house when they added 2 dormers in the 50s. I think it was 51. They found some transcripts written in French. And that's what encompasses in this book. And it tells about battles like Battle of Mansfield, Battle of Slidell, how many horses, who had stub toe, who had the flu, whatever. And it was kind of weird that he wrote that like that because some people believe, and maybe because he's a lawyer, I'm not sure, I'm not prejudiced against lawyers, but maybe I am because I think maybe he was a spy for the North. I needed a story, maybe that's it. Look, if you want to read the book, we do allow people to read it, and Civil War buffs love this book. They, look, I'm not that crazy about the book myself because I'm not a Civil War buff, but it does tell you a lot of history about it. One man I want to point out, the guy who saved the house, I call saved the house, only 2 houses in America where the Corps of Engineers rolled it back from Pine Lost and didn't charge the people nothing. Ironically, they were both owned by lawyers and judges eventually, and they moved. This is Judge Hemel. Judge Hemel bought the house from Judge Poche. He lived in it really the longest, and under his tenure, he saved the house by getting the Corps of Engineers. Most houses, look, let's face it, Uncle Sam tore it down because of the river. The river took most of the houses, fire, hurricanes, all that. You can add them all up together, and what took it more was the river. And just walk out this room because there's all this other stuff. Until you take the tour, I can't talk about it, they say. I'm just kidding. Come on in this room, and this room right here, I tell you what people tell me about this room is it's the kids' room. The kids' room, I think they call them children, or they call them little rascals, or whatever they did, but they played in this room. And the only thing I really know about the history of this room is when we had a past owner's party. And this elderly couple came in, he kept shaking the cup, and making a little rattling sound. And his wife said, "Tell him, Henry, tell him, Henry." And I was waiting for some profound history to come out, you know. And he said, "You know, in this room we had a black and white TV." I said, "What? Excuse me?" He said, "Yeah, we had a black and white TV." And I said, "I never thought of a black and white TV as a piece of history." But a little kid in the room said, "Black and white TV, we never had a black and white TV." And I thought that was funny because, you know, everything is up full color today. And that's all he could tell us, and it was funny. I want to say that some of the toys in here, look at them, man. This is some old kid toys. And I don't know, they probably can take a kid. Today's toys probably can't. That kid's probably indestructible. Look at this brake right here. Now, hey, we talk about this brake. When they moved the house back, the Corps of Engineers, they rolled the house back. Didn't charge the man nothing, as I said. Broke this man's fireplace, paid him $1,921 in 1931. I said, wow, that's a lot of money, man. So I always say, you know, he got the money, I got the crack. True story. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This room right here, we call it the bride's room. You know, many of brides get married and they say their vows over at St. Michael's, and they use this for dressing, and they use it for rehearsal suppers, our restaurant supper. And we call it the bride's room because really and truly, that's who uses it. This is a virgin bed. Nobody's ever slept in it. Now, I'm not going to necessarily say that makes it a virgin bed because they didn't sleep in it, but we have not had guests stay in this room. It's been all brides. And this is a prudent, and let me say it right, I would call it the duck, but it's prudent millard. I may pronounce it wrong sometimes, but I'm not Cajun, so I can pronounce it like that. I can tell you this is the only, look, you got the armoire and the bed to match. And what's cool about it is it's really made by a school teacher of mine that I met in the 9th grade, became a lifelong friend. His name is David Oob. Here's a picture of David. It tells all what he did. First bed he ever built, he built it behind his house. He has a little wood shop, him and his dad. And this gentleman saw in the USA Today that I bought the house. He came out here and he mic'd the bed that they sold out here for $68,000. They sold a bed. And I thought that was shocking, $68,000 for a bed. You know, and I said, well, what did they cost? I didn't have an idea. The gentleman built this bed for us, Mr. David, in the prudent millard style exactly. It's the exact copy of it. And so it's not truly an antique, even though it looks it. But it's been with red Honduras mahogany that was seized by customs. But hey, that kind of wood is what they used in these beds at the time. And it just happened that we had that. So the things in this room and the whole bed was made by also some evacuees from Katrina. I bought the house right before Katrina hit. And when Katrina hit, we met a lot of evacuees that was walking the levee here. You know, they'd drop them off in Gramercy, right down the road, and they'd walk the levee, and we met them. They stopped at the church, and the 7 of them still stay on the property today. But the lady, Miss Pat, made the curtains and the teaster. She sewed them herself. And we always say, she's like my second mom. You know, my dog would walk in the house, and boy, she'd chew me out like she was my real mom. So, if you will, we appreciate people like that who put their effort forth. The ladies at the church, by the way, St. Michael, they just redid this kneeling bench. And this bench right here has a date on it. And the date is, you know, my wife bought it at an auction. And it says, you know, the date, June 1861, the 13th. And I'm going to tell you something. She said, "You Mr. History Buff, tell me what that means." And man, I searched, I couldn't figure it out. Finally, she told me, she said, "Hey, exactly 100 years ago, till the day you were born." And that's true, it was 100 years my birthday, so that's why she bought it. Staircase is quite unusual. Some movies use this house to film. Anybody know Oprah Winfrey? Most everybody know Oprah Winfrey, right? I mean, she's talkative, she's, you know, she got a lot of money. Well, she rented this house for 28 days to film the movie The Butler. That's the first experience I ever had with a movie or doing business with it or anything. So I asked the owner of Homeless House, Kevin Kelly, I said, "Kevin, what do you charge for that?" And he said, "Oh, Mark, you can charge good money. You make good money with that." So I found out it was Oprah. I figured, hey, let me see what I can do, you know? And so it really helped the budget. Let me tell you, it really helped the budget early on. She filmed that movie, The Butler. They used the outside and inside of the house. And the movie was a big success, I understand. I mean, I didn't get royalties or nothing, but hey, they paid me for 28 days, and that was a lot of money, and I appreciated it. And that movie industry, I hope they keep those tax credits in Louisiana because it really helps houses like this, you know. Come on in. This dining room right here, you know, they say, do you got ghosts in there? Everybody always asks ghosts. I know they got ghosts. I mean, I ain't saying, well, I haven't seen a ghost out, but this light right here, every day it turns off by itself. Nobody just turns it off. I mean, I know it for a fact. You know, it turns off by itself every day. And I'll say, whoa, what is that, you know? But it's just a switch from Home Depot, you know, timer. And that's the truth, but it's a ghost, you know? Now here we got hand-painted wallpaper. Now, you know, I say, what, hand-painted wallpaper, ain't that a little bit excessive? You know, I mean, I'm not no Howard Hughes here. I got, you know, a budget, you know? But when I got here, on the walls, it was painted in plaster. And it was getting kind of crumbly where you couldn't really do anything. So we took pictures of it, painstakingly. We were thinking we were gonna save it and paint it. Couldn't do it. Had a wallpaper painted in France. Exactly what it was. They got chickens, they got birds, they got butterflies, they got all these things, you know. I'm going, wow. Really came out nice, you know. But once a year, a piece of wallpaper is gonna slide down the wall. There's a lot of maintenance around here. I want to say something about this fireplace. Never fluted, never lit. This fireplace was never lit in the man's main dining room. By the time they had no electricity, we have a warming fireplace belongs to the outside kitchen because it was a fire hazard. Never belonged inside of a home. Here it's in its main dining room. Another reason why they think that these were stolen or pillaged is the North came down and bought as some kind of whatever. Even this wainscoting you see around the wall, if all this furniture wasn't in here, and I've had the opportunity to see that, but believe you me, it doesn't fit the room. It's pieced in here. This wainscoting was not made for this house. It come from some other house. This chandelier, I often talk about the chandelier. I won't spend a lot of time on it today, folks, but this chandelier, the one that was sold, that went here, but sold off the front porch, $68,600 for a chandelier. Now they got chandeliers I've seen a lot higher than that after I realized what chandeliers cost. This chandelier right here, I bought it off of auction, $5.99 on eBay. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty, it's nice enough. But that ball, the lawyer who bought it is a descendant of the Pochets, bought the chandelier. This ball, he says, his ball belongs on his chandelier and he wants it back. Legal proceeding. Let's walk on through the kitchen and we're gonna be real quick on that. Okay. If you will, not spend a lot of time in the kitchen because why? We got a restaurant property. Next on our little adventure here, just give you an idea, these were livestock buildings, 3 of them. Throughout the property, we moved them here, we made 2 buildings connected, and they're very old. We're thinking they may be 1850s. They have hand-hewn cypress underneath. Very, very big, very, very nice. And this is what it is. The cabinets were made out of the 3rd building and the cabinets upstairs. Which we'll skip upstairs today, but if you come upstairs, that means you're a guest of Pochet and you probably have paid the fee, and we like you for that. All right, so come on back. And the ones who do go, why would you name it a crevasse? Because all around us, this levee broke over time. And it made crevasses all around us. So when the levee breaks, it busts through the levee, it ruins the, it ruins the land and make a big old divot in the land called a crevasse. And so we said, hey man, people go, what is that? And then we thought the name was kind of unique and different. And so we named it, that. This is the U.S. Post Office. Now, when I bought the place, they had Obama running things, and the mail wasn't that good. But now, we're doing better. But it is the U.S. Post Office, got our own zip code here on the property, 70723. Time for Louisiana, this is where it all happens in Congress. Time it used to be the place to cross the river from New Orleans to the state capital was in Donaldson. And so you would cross the river right here all year long because it crested. This was the highest part of the land. These buildings were moved on the property, and they are from 4 generations of carpenters who the last carpenter didn't have any children. He donated it to a church, and we bought the land and the building from the church, and it is now 3 buildings off the property were connected and made into the restaurant, the Crevasse. Come on in. So we got music here, weeknights. During the virus ordeal, we couldn't open at night, but we still open during the day and call in, take out orders, and we get ready to set up our outside patio, which is now they're saying we can do that starting next week, so you can come sit down and enjoy your meal under our outside patio. But just music. And what I like about the music is that it puts you in the spirit of what the South does, And down here you get music, you get food, and you get sights. That's what people want to do, And they don't want to spend a lot of money. They ain't gonna charge you a lot of money for this. The music is free with the food. Pay for the food, you get the music. Come on in the class, y'all.
By Joe, we gotta go, me oh my oh. We gotta go, pull my pirogue down the bayou. My E-Fun, the sweetest one, me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. We'll jumble like crawfish pie and filet gumbo. Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama Jeremio. Big guitar, big fruit jar, and Miguel. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Thank you all very much for coming.
Now, you know something? Kid plays here regularly for our festival yearly. He heads up our music, the entire music, all the groups that come to the acoustical players. I think we had 106 acoustical players at our festival last year. And I'm gonna tell you something, we appreciate Ken. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Come on in. Now, the restaurant, this was built around the 1830s to 1850s. And the reason why we know that is because these particular cuts in this wood up here, if you can get a picture of this, dates to the Jackson Barracks in New Orleans. Matter of fact, they don't see those type of mortises except in the Jackson Barracks. So we expose that so we can show the history of it. And there's all kind of stuff up in here, and my wife calls it like a lot of junk, but it ain't. There's really things in here that are special to St. James Parish and Louisiana and everything we did in our history. Like, behind you, Lutcher Motorcycles Lumber Company. Hey, Lutcher, Moore, you know, hey man, that's what this area was, sawmills. And don't get me wrong, it did ruin our land in this, but at the time, this was, the entire country was dependent on that lumber to build the buildings and the skyrise, and all they did back in the day with that type of lumber. This sat on one of the largest paddle wheel boats that shipped cotton. It was a scale. And I would say, you know, hey, one this big, never seen one bigger. And I got a bunch of those type of things, but this one right here is special because it was on the front of a paddle wheel boat that cotton was done, and that's kind of like a unique history in Louisiana, maybe more than the middle or northern part. This P-roll right here, yeah. I killed a duck twice, saved up. But this man gave us this, and it was used in the 50s and the 40s, and it came out of an old store called Pleasantville Store. It still exists in Paulina, and they just moved it on private land, and all the contents in it was still there. They closed the store, 45, 50 years ago, contents were still there. Hinges, old stuff that they sold in old hardware stores. Man, was donated all to us. Very much appreciate that. The fans, I don't know if you get a picture of the fans. They're kind of unique, you know. These brooms were made on the Henry Ford mechanical broom making machine. First one ever built. A guy that comes back here, Mr. Howard Taylor and his wife, comes back here every year. They've been here 11 years. He owns an antique tractor farm in Michigan, excuse me. And in the wintertime, he comes down here and stays here. So there's a lot of snowbirds, and they come make St. James Parish, the river parishes, their home. And they just like you and me. They want to vote. They want their opinion. They go to council meetings. They put their 2 cents in, and it's good people. He built this for us out of his tractor farm, where he has, again, Henry Ford's first mechanical broom making machine, which Henry Ford known for cars, right? Who would have thought he swept up everything too? And he did. He made these brooms. So manual brooms prior to that, and now we're talking about mechanical. Changed the whole style. This room is used for more than the restaurant sometimes. Sometimes it's used for rehearsal suppers, sometimes it's used for sporting events, which we have had. So we close these things off quite nicely. You know? Close it up in different ways. And of course, there's a full kitchen, a full menu. Not going all that, but come enjoy some food here. The food over here is not half about, not partial. It is what we want, top dog food. And that's something that I like to say that we pride ourselves in. Local cooks from the community, not anybody brought in from out of state or anything like that. They cook what we eat every day, and it tastes wonderful. So I love that, you know. And we're gonna stay with that type of menu. These people work here. They look like regular, they just staging, but they work here. And they all pull on the rope with us, and we appreciate that. Making this place what it is today. All right, we go see the second dining room if y'all have seen enough in this place here, but if you don't come and eat here, then you know what? You're missing out. You're missing out big time. All right, come on.
Have I told you lately that I loved you?
You haven't.
I'll tell you again somehow. Have I told
Come on through.
you lately with
Like I said, there was 3 different buildings that we put together to make this restaurant happen. And this right here is our second dining room. It's a little bit smaller than the first dining room. And it is used for business parties, it's used for rehearsal suppers, it's used for different events. But it also doubles as a get together for like when they have a wedding party here. All the groomsmen, they'll come in here and have one tidy, you know? Who wouldn't have a tidy right for a wedding? I know I would. So it's got its own little unique look, and let's just take a little quick picture of it. I'll turn the lights on. Stay by the door, maybe take a picture of it. And if you will, that's kind of what it looks like. And we're resetting it up today for our rehearsal supper for Friday. So if you will, that's that. Now look, what you get when you go to a rehearsal supper and you get to swim in the pool. Now that ain't a bad deal. That ain't a bad deal at all. And look, the pool is free. If you eat here, you get a free pool. You know, you just don't get free music, you get free pool too. Look at that. So anyway, this is the pool. The grounds, I'll speak a little bit about festival. We fill up with 210 artists and crafters from Louisiana. And we had Louisiana crafters and Louisiana artists here. And those artists, really and truly what happened was it was a stroke of luck. I said, man, we got to do something like a festival, you know? And Oak Alley said, hey, you know what? We get out the festival business like 3 weeks before we were announcing when our dates were. And ironically, we said, hey, we're gonna take Oak Alley's dates that they've given up. And we did. Their vendors just swam across the river. Because Oak Alley's right across the river from us. I was on top of the levee, y'all come on! And they came. And they came, and not only that, we had more space for them. So our vendors increased. And there's about 20,000 people show up to the festival a year. It's a charity festival. All the money goes to our local people in need. Ladies' house burned down. Give it funds. Things like that. And of course, if you're gonna have a pool and you're gonna be top dog RV park, you gotta have a, you know, you gotta have this kind of stuff here. You gotta have like a hot tub. Now, a hot tub, maybe a lot of maintenance to keep clean, but people love it. And we invite you to come in it. And it ain't a nudist hot tub. It ain't nudist at all, unless you wanna be. If you want to be here, that's on you. But anyway, hot tub. This house in the back, you know, look, we got cottages over to the right here. And the cottages are fourplexes, and you can see there's actually a fourplex in there, 2 bedrooms and 1 bedroom cottages, full kitchens. And people rent them for the weekend, they read them, some people rent them about a month. But in the wintertime, they pretty much stay long-term rentals because a lot of snowbirds type people come down and they stay here. And they think it's not even cold here, man. I mean, it ain't cold at all. You know, matter of fact, they swim year round. That's not a heated pool. So, I mean, these Canadians, they're kind of crazy. But we love them. We do love them. Come on in. This, ironically, was another gentleman. His name was Hemel. And this house was moved on the property also. And what we did with this house was we said, hey, you know, we got to have a place where people can gather in a little bit smaller groups, cook a meal on a Sunday to watch the Saints win, you know, and the Saints don't win, they ain't got to cook, but they cook anyway. And the Saints mostly winning, you know. And we're painting the deck, there's always maintenance to do here. We'll walk around and we're going to the side of it today. And I just want to let you know, it's used by all the RVers, all the guests. It's not just like, hey, you got to have a special key to get in and stuff like that. No, it's not. This is made for a homely place where people gather and enjoy. And our governor's been telling us not to gather and enjoy. We can't wait till he stops saying that. But anyway, that ain't gonna be too long, hopefully. Now in this house, there's a guest kitchen. There's a library where people have a book exchange. There's over 1,000 books. And they bring a book, they take a book. If you will, there's shower house, of course, facilities. There's games for kids. They've got air hockey, pool, foosball, things like that. And they gather here, and they gather here in groups of, it could be 5 or 6 campers come as a family, you know, and things like that. And they want to cook. And the RV, it's not quick to cook for 5 or 6 families, but they get to use this for free. They always say, they clean it up, don't cost us nothing. So it's part of the package here at Porsche. And I said pool and different games. Well, the kids love it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I must be a kid because I love it too. We spend a lot of time in here. It's TV, sporting events. Sunday is a popular place for it. It's the only piece of furniture that we have original to the Porsche mansion. It was donated to the house after Katrina. It flooded up to this line, right above these handles. It has a flood line on it, and we did restore it and keep it here. We don't have it in the house because not a lot of people spend a lot of time in the house. Let's take a tour. We do have it in the rec house, and we talk about it quite a bit. It is the only piece of furniture that I know of that exists from the era of when Judge Porsche had it. Just to show our library, if you will. You can see the books and the high books and things like that. You can turn the light on here. No running ghost lights, timer lights, and you can see what, you know. And dude, does it get a lot of use? Heck yeah, it gets a lot of use, man. People love that, you know. And it's on a kind of an honor basis. So here we are, honor basing, but you know, how do we, you know, that's why, homely. That's what people love about it. And I guess on the end of this little excursion, if you will, that I go all on the property, I'll show you where everybody does, but they don't like to do. They go, what do you mean they don't like to do? Everybody likes to do everything in Porsche, right? I don't know about that. I think that they don't like to wash clothes, they don't like to dry clothes. But you gotta have that. Look at the facilities that we have here. Everything at Porsche, you take advantage of it. We try to kind of over and above the top, and that's basically what this is all about. You know, making sure that it's clean, people love it. And all we do is welcome people out, not just local people, not just the weekend campers, over the road travelers. They come here, they got money, they mobile, they like to converse and talk with people. You get them to St. James Parish, that's what people are. The river parishes, a bunch of people who like to talk, like to eat, like to enjoy music. That's what Porsche Plantation tries to instill with the customers. So y'all come on over, come on see it, stay a while, not just a night. You gotta stay at least 2 nights or longer. One night, you ain't gonna have time to see everything. So we tell you, come in one night, skip it. Come on 2 nights or better. You'll love it. These are pictures of the house at certain times. And this thing I got it in the restaurant. In the restaurant, they got pictures when I first got the house. You'll see.
All righty. My name is Dominic Landry, and I work at the Carrage Restaurant in Carmen, Louisiana. I'm your restaurant manager and your head chef. Today I'm gonna demonstrate for y'all. I'm gonna do a little shrimp stew. My ingredients: salt, pepper, black pepper, garlic powder, onion, green onion, and my shrimp. And I use cream of mushroom soup so that way you don't have to lump in your shrimp stew with your flour. Because I like to do all mine from scratch. What I would do, I take a little canola oil and I put it in the pot. Just a little bit just to cut through the bottom of your pot. And at that time, with the canola oil, put your onion. You can saute your onion and your green onions. You saute those until they get a little soft. What else? Over that side. Yep, saute that until they get a little soft. As you can see, I like a lot of vegetables because they bring out the flavor in your food. A lot of seasoning. Once you saute it for a little second, and you saute your shrimp with your seasoning, because it all come together. And as you can see, I'm plentiful with the shrimp. And then you go add the seasoning to your shrimp. Let the jack cook down until your shrimp come to that pink color. You know? Like that. pepper. Now we're gonna let that roll. Pepper. You're gonna cook your shrimp down until your shrimp become pink. Once your shrimp become pink, I'm gonna add my cream of mushroom soup and water in my kitchen bouquet, and that will be a done deal for your shrimp rice, the shrimp thing. Like tomorrow, we'll have this here for the dinner tomorrow. Your shrimp stew, potato salad, sweet peas, or you can get corn or mustard green. We have like a variety of vegetables for y'all to call them. Also, we have, you know, big old burger, 15 ounces. You know? But about 15 more minutes, I let the job cook down, and then I add my water and my cream mushroom soup, and let it cook down for another 15 minutes, and your shrimp stew will be done. All right. You know, thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Peyton Falgu. I'm one of the founders of the Sings and Strings Festival that we host in Garyville, Louisiana, and we are currently in the building that we help restore with that festival. Next to me I have Noah, Maya, and Byron, who are three talented musicians. And Noah, how old are you?
I'm 18.
And how old are you?
19. 20.
And they all started playing music in this town and just jamming together and learning each other a little bit on the guitar, and I'm gonna let them take it away and do all the talking. So this is kind of what this festival does. It brings a lot of younger people together, not just of any age, any talent level, and I'm very fortunate that we have these talented people to showcase today. So y'all take it away. What's the name of the song?
So into you.
So Into You.
I
my other brother Jack. Belly full of beer and a bunch of Minnesota. 15 kids in the front porch light. Louisiana Saturday night. When the folks leave and the kids get bed, my boy's gonna slip off. Have a little home when we turn out the light. Louisiana Saturday night. Come on. Well, you get down the building, you get down the floor. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Saturday night. Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bowl. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. And I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing. My can I paint a picture? Since you've been gone, well, my body's been a mess. Miss your tender hair and the way you like to dress. Come on over, we're making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house up for sale? Did you get a good one? Do you have to get your tan? Hope you'll find the right man to fix it for ya. Oh, you're shopping anywhere. Change the color of your hair if you've been busy. You know you gotta do that fine. You play it all the time, but you're still dizzy. My body's been the best. Miss your tender hair and the way you like to dress. Come on over, quit making a fool out of me. steal. He was in a bind, he was way behind, he was willing to make a deal. When it came across this young boy saw a fiddle and played it hot. And the devil jumped up on the hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. But you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to make a deal, I'll make a bet with you. Now that you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold to get your soul, cause I think I'm better than you. Well, said my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'm taking a bet you're gonna represent the business everything. Johnny, I'm gonna be a boy, play a fiddle hard. Says my blues in Georgia, and the devil is the boss. If you really did the shiny fiddle made of gold, the devil gets his soul. The devil opened up his case and said, I'll start the show. And fire from his fingertips as he rouses up his bow. When he pulled the bow across the strings and made an evil hiss, and a band of demons joined in, and it sounded something like this. Devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, old son. Well, sit back in that chair right there, let me show you how it's done. Run, 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 boys, run. Those in the house with the rising sun. She did a bit, big enough dog. Where did you go, man, no John, no. The devil bowed his head because he knew that he would be. And he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I don't told you once, you son of a bitch, because I'm the best that's ever been. Fire, murder, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house with the rising sun. Shaking in a bed, picking up down. When you talk about no shallow.
Anybody ever heard of the rougarou? The rougarou, it's something I heard about as a kid. It was told to me by my grandpa and my uncle. They would say, you better be good or the rougarou is gonna come out of the swamps and get you at night. And so I was scared to death about this thing called the rougarou. So I would go out on the porch and I would look out at night under a full moon and look for this thing called the rougarou. And I would look and look. But the worst thing is, I never knew what the rougarou was. I never knew what it looked like.
And you know, folks always get into things like, oh, the mysteries of the loup-garou or the rougarou. Now, the loup, as they say loup-garou from the early French settlers, the loup part means for a wolf, and the garou part means for a shapeshifter. People turning into ravens, or wolves and deers, or coyotes and all. And they would call it the loup-garou, and now here locally we call it the rougarou. Now the rougarou got this old folklore. Oh, about the old werewolf, a Cajun werewolf, similar to what people call like a Bigfoot. Except the werewolf here, the loup-garou, and the rougarou has the head of a wolf and the body of a man. Yet being hairy and creeping, and got its mysteries about it. The legend goes on to tell that if you look a rougarou in the eyes at night, that you would turn into the rougarou.
Depending on who you ask, the rougarou will come out and will bite you, and it will turn you into a rougarou, and you have to not tell anyone for 1 year and 1 day to break the spell of being the rougarou. Otherwise, every night you'll turn into the rougarou forever. But if you wait for 1 year and 1 day and you don't tell anyone, then you break the spell and you can turn back into a normal human again.
So if you they will also say if you carry rolled up leaves in your pocket and in your wallet, that it would have that the rougarou could get into you. It couldn't change you because you're just carrying some swamp leaves in your wallet or in your pocket. Now, whether that's true or not, maybe we should carry some leaves anyway there.
I think I know at least a few people who claim to have seen the rougarou, so we better get back before the sun goes down, or we might see it here. So.
Out here, the river rises and falls with each season. And right now, we find ourselves in a season of caution and concern. But just as the story of this stretch of the Mississippi contains chapters both compelling and repugnant, the chapter we're writing now will highlight the courageous spirit of those who call this place home. And while our doors may be closed for the moment, our hearts remain forever open and strong. And when we're ready, the river will rise again.